A little time. Hey! Hi, Wilbur. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Welcome to the Fashion Roundtable.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you on as our special guest tonight.
Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me come on and chit chat and share stories.
Yes, let's do that, right? I'm so excited to have you. So, um, why don't you start off by giving us the background? Tell us what it is that you do and how you got started.
I am a bag designer, but I started in fashion 23 years ago. So
Wow.
much younger. And
Age is nothing but a number.
there you go. There you go. And so I started in women's wear, and I did women's wear for 15 years. And then Superstorm Sandy hit, and I was $10,000 in debt, and I
Wow.
was about to turn 45 years old, and I had no electricity, and I was like, God, I can't do this anymore. So I need you to order my steps and show me next moves, because
Right.
I knew that I had been given a gift of design and a knack for fashion. And
Right.
so I didn't want to give up, the gift. I just needed God to show me a way. And so my sister, she sent me an email before
I
my laptop,
want to.
and she was sending me an email to say, I want to send you to this handbag workshop for
Wow.
your birthday. Let me know if you're interested. And I felt like that was God speaking to me. And so I've been doing the bags now for 8 years, I think.
Wow. Thank God for sisters. Hey, I see her on here. And
Yes.
and so you went to the workshop and what happened from there?
You know, it wasn't like I met someone who told me something really profound, or um, I, had this come to Jesus moment. It was just further, validation that I was on the path that I was supposed to be on. And
Right.
so really that's what, because you don't know where to go to when you stop doing something after doing it for 15 years. And that really was the great thing about doing that bag workshop, was that it just sort of validated me and sent me on my next chapter, so to speak.
Right. And I mean, you were a clothing designer for women's clothing and you were very good at it. I mean, the quality, the workmanship, is amazing. So making that shift, was that a hard shift for you to make or was it just natural? What did that feel like?
Well, you know, fashion is always going to be my first love, no matter what. But I had been beaten down by the business so much, and you know, I had done it for 15 years. I, had gotten some great press, but I wasn't making any money, and I felt like that was the part of my journey that was missing. I
Right.
couldn't support myself on what I was doing, and then that debt was just killer.
Right. Right. Wow. So, who or what has inspired you along this journey, along the way?
Well, I'm always inspired by my peers, by the people that I rub elbows with on a regular basis. My friend Jenny does captains, and she's really amazing. There's Carlton Jones, who does a wonderful line of women's wear. There is Robert Knight, who is fantastic, and his fashions for plus size women are dynamic. You
Right.
know, I would say my peers and my colleagues are the ones who inspire me. I have a friend, her name is Alicia Goodwin. She has a jewelry line called Lingua Nigra, and it's amazing. And there is a brother, his name is Peter, and he owns this company called Reform School, and he does all these amazing t-shirts and pins and sweatshirts. I'm wearing one of his t-shirts now. Just that constant um, climb, you know, always waking up and living your dream and pursuing your goals. That's what inspires me every day. So when I'm around that kind of company, I can't give up.
Wow. So you're surrounding yourself with creatives and artists, and which motivates you because you're so creative.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Wonderful. So you talked about how making that shift because you weren't making that money when you were doing the women's clothing. Let me ask you something. How has COVID, this pandemic that we're in right now, there's a lot going on in the world. How has COVID impacted your business as a whole and you personally?
Well, I would say that initially I was in free fall and I didn't know what I was going to do because everything ended. You know, businesses were closed. I was about to get another project that would have brought in 90% of my revenue for this year, and that had been canceled. Um, you know, nobody was buying anything, and initially I was really at my wit's end. I didn't know what I was going to do, and my bills were still coming in. I was
Right.
like, oh my God. And
Wow.
it was my friend Jimmy, whose line of captains, who spoke to me, and she poured creativity back into my life because I was stagnant. She poured creativity back into my life. She actually gave me some money because she knew I was out.
Right.
And she shared with me what she thought I should do, what my next step should do. And that was when I started making the Corona free totes. And
Right.
that happened to carry me along for a little while until finally unemployment started kicking in. And
Right.
I was very, very grateful to her for that.
So you were talking about the Corona bags, and that was kind of that catalyst for you.
Right, right. That my friend Jenny was the one who had suggested them, and I started doing them, and friends and family supported me, and that really carried me over until I could get unemployment. Because
Right.
unemployment has been a lifesaver, really.
Right. So you had to be flexible and work around and be creative. And thank goodness for those great friends and that company. Someone said, yes, the company we keep.
Right.
How important
Yes,
that
yes.
that really, especially as an artist and a designer. I know that right now we talked about how so much is happening in the world. We talked about the pandemic and how that impacted you. There's a lot of social injustice happening. Um, how has that impacted you and how has it? Because you're kind of known a bit as an activist. Can you talk a little bit about that? And I think an activist in a few different ways, right?
Yes, I would say that I'm an activist, but you know that you and I had that conversation about the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, and how it really got to me, to my heart, and I needed to figure out a way to make my art my activism as well. And so I created this line with materials that I already had, so I didn't have to spend additional monies to buy the materials, and just speak to our struggles as Black people and our humanity and equality and us getting equity. And that is the basis for my Rise Up collection, which is currently available on my website, www.skwilbur.com.
Let them know, okay? them know. I'm such a fan of that collection. I'm a fan of it for a number of reasons. I mean, the purpose behind it, of course, but also I love the fact that you repurposed materials that you already had
Right.
and took from that and created this amazing line. So kudos to you on
Yeah.
that.
So a number of 10% of the proceeds from the sale of each bag are going to several nonprofit organizations that are working on the front lines in bringing us equality and equity and justice. Um, there is Black Lives Matter, of course. There's Color of Change, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, the Marsha P. Johnson Institute, and there's one more, which I can't recall right now. But if you go to my website, you'll see that all of the bags in the collection, the Rise Up collection, 10% of those sales are going to these organizations. And it's really important for me to give back. I've been giving back since I was doing women's wear when I donated proceeds to cancer organizations. My father passed away from cancer, and so that has been something that I've been passionate about as well.
Right, being connected to your community
Right.
and able to have that philanthropic endeavor is really important for a lot of designers. So I'm happy to hear that you do that. Where do you see, Wilbur, where do you see your brand in 5 to 10 years?
You know, I used to want to be rich.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I used to want to be rich. That was if I could do what I love and make a lot of money from it, I'm really down for that. But now, as I've gotten older, I think really I just want to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see change in the world, and I want to be one of those people that impacts change, and for the positive, not any kind of negative change. And I want to be able to go on vacation just like everybody else,
Live well.
and just live my life on 100. That's what I'm going to say. Not necessarily rich because that's not as important to me anymore, but just comfortable.
And for your brand, do you see yourself continuing with your handbag line? Do you ever see yourself going back into women's fashions or anything like that?
Oh boy, I always tell people who ask me that question that I'm going to need somebody to invest because I cannot do it with my own money again. I'm going to
Right.
need major money behind me to do that.
Do you guys hear that? Do y'all hear that? We're going to speaking it into existence right now, okay?
So,
Wilbur, we're going to move into our We Want to Know questions because we want to know a little bit more about you. We've heard a little about the brand. Who's your designer crush?
whoo, it changes all the time. It really does. Because I admire so many designers, it's hard for me to really, um, of course, I love Kirby Jean Raymond, who does Pierre Moss, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
love, there was this guy who used to design a line. You know what? I'm at a loss because my brain is not working.
I stumped you.
It stumped me. But I don't have a crush necessarily as much as I just admire a lot of the people in the business who, do amazing work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to have a crush. So let me ask you, I know, because I know you, we are friends and I love you. I know that you have such a big heart and I tell the story all the time about how when we finally met in person in New York at Full Figure Fashion Week and we had known each other online and through social media, how you like gave me the most genuine, original hug. Like you hugged me.
Yeah.
Real life, like family hugged me. So I know what a big heart you have. So I have to know, what is your love language? Is it words of affirmation, receiving gifts, physical touch, or acts of service?
So the way I demonstrate love usually is touch and giving gifts. That's the
Okay.
way I demonstrate love. Um, I'm not really much of, maybe I am a person who likes to affirm other people, but I would say definitely touch. I used to be called touchy feely. That was what growing up.
All right.
I touch everybody. Sometimes they don't want to be touched, and they're like,
Okay.
"What are you doing?" And so, and my whole family is like that. My sister's like that. My brother's like that. My mother's like that. We're all like that. And
Right.
so, definitely touch, and definitely I like to demonstrate love by giving nice gifts.
Okay. So acts of service then.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
There you are. Okay, that's you. I got another question for you. You
Okay.
have 5 minutes, okay, to pack for an undisclosed location. You have 5 minutes and you can only take 5 items. What are they?
So I would have to take my boy beads. I have a set of beaded bracelets made by Sebastian Mitchell. You can find him on Instagram.
Okay. Plug.
Yes, yes, he does these really amazing beads. I have onyx and lapis lazuli and howlite and tiger's eye, and I just think that they are really pretty. And I like to feel pretty.
Right. You're an accessories guy. You like to accessorize.
All the way, all the way. So I would definitely have to bring my stack of boy beads. I would bring maybe my high top neon pink Converse leather sneakers.
Okay.
Because I need to be comfortable. No matter where I'm going, I need to be comfortable.
Cute.
And cute, yes. I would probably bring, this is not an item, but I would bring my husband.
Okay. That's 3.
Anywhere without him, because it's probably going to be fabulous, and he needs to be able to indulge in that fabulosity with me.
Right.
And I would bring some of my sweatshirts that I've, not sweatshirts, some of my t-shirts that I've bought from Black business owners, because they're just really cute. How you doing?
Okay, you got one more. You got one more, Wilbur.
Depending on what time of year it is, I have a coat that one of my friends made for me. His name is Michael Leon, and it is like a leopard print, black and white velvet coat that I would have to bring with me.
Okay.
So
No bag. It's all in the bag. No
yeah,
bag.
the bags come with me everywhere.
All of that goes into the bag.
Hello.
That's right. We cannot forget the SK Wilbur bag, right?
Exactly.
Wonderful. Great answers. Describe your brand in 5 words. Or
graffiti art. I know that's 2 words, but it's graffiti art. Contemporary.
Okay.
Chic.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. They really are. If you guys have not checked out his bags, let me just tell you, because I've seen them in person. They make your whole house smell leather. When you go into a leather shop, and I know not all of them are made of leather, but a lot of them are, and it's that great leather, and they're so well handcrafted, but they're made so well, and they feel like butter. So go to the website, Check it out. There's some beautiful items on there. You guys have to check his bags out. I love them. Okay, so we talked about staying connected with the community, right?
Yes.
And you talked about giving back and being a business owner. What other ways do you give back? Because I know about something. I'm kind of poking the bear because I want you to tell me about something that you're doing in your community.
So, my business partner and I, her name is Velvet Lattimore. We have an organization called Black Accessory Designers Alliance. And through that organization, we encourage, elevate, and empower accessory designers of color. But also through that organization, we conduct workshops and work with a school slash organization here in New York called Hedrick Martin Institute, and it is dedicated to taking care of or empowering LGBTQIA youth. And so with our workshop, we seek to educate them on different ways to survive here in the city. Some of them are homeless or in shelters. Some of them don't have uh, great family lives. And so this is a way for them to get the tools that they need to be really independent and to sustain themselves. And so we're very proud of that work. We're actually conducting a workshop with them, you know, over the next few weeks on starting their own e-commerce business. So we're very excited about that. This is the most in-depth um, workshop that we've conducted with them, and we feel like we've got a few entrepreneurs on our hands.
Wow.
So we're very excited about it.
And you should be. You should be proud about it and excited about it because you are. You're raising up future entrepreneurs and giving, like you said, them a way to sustain themselves. So thank you. I needed you to share that because I was excited about it when you shared it with me. I'm like, people need to hear about this. They need
Yes,
to
yes.
that this is happening. Okay. So what advice, Wilbur, would you give to someone just starting out? Because you have a wealth of knowledge and experience. So someone just starting out in the industry, what piece of advice would you give to them?
I think the best piece of advice I can give somebody is to network, reach out to people and say, you know, this is what I want to do. And, you know, I just want to be around people who are like minded or who can direct me to someone who can either use me as an intern or mentor me or I'd like to apprentice with, you know, those kinds of things, because it really is more about who you know than anything else. And
Mhm.
so you want to know the people who are going to sustain you, uplift you, move you forward, tell you that ain't it, girl. Try it.
Right, right. We need that honesty sometimes.
Exactly, exactly. And so that's the main thing. You know, what we do is not rocket science. It just brings happiness and joy to a lot of people, and I just want you to be in this business because you love it and because you love what you do, and just get to know the right people, talk to everybody, be friendly to everybody, um, and that's the main part of it. That's the main part.
Wow. Great, great advice. Wilbur, where can our followers, our viewers, how can they connect with you? And where can they shop? How can they get a hold of a SK Wilbur bag?
Well, there are a lot of ways to connect and shop with me. You can find me on Instagram at SK Wilbur. You can find me on Facebook, SK Wilbur. You can find me on Twitter, SK Wilbur. You can find
Okay.
me on Pinterest, SK Wilbur. You can also go to my website, www.skwilbur.com, and you can even shop on Instagram and Facebook. So you don't even have to go to my website. You can just go to the social media sites and shop through there. And I'm always I'm always open to meeting people, talking to people. I'm never that one that's going to ignore you unless I think you're full.
I'm with it. We get in the tea now.
But yeah, I'm always open to talking to people. I'm not one of those guys who's just I'm too fabulous and I can't be bothered with you. You know,
Right.
part of being fabulous is being open to new people and new experiences, learning new things. And so I'm that person. I'm that one that's going to talk to you even when no one else will.
Yes, you are that person, and that's what we love about you. Okay, guys, you heard it. You heard it here. He's made it super simple for you. SK Wilbur. Okay, all you have to do is put in SK Wilbur, and you will get to where you need to be. Go check bags. Wilbur, the Fashion Roundtable can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing with us. And we hope to have you back soon when we start recording at the actual round table. Once
Yeah,
this
yeah,
COVID, once this COVID
it's
thing
way
down.
over. That would be great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
Have a great night.